Thank you, English. Book 31. The Last Supper. Jesus took the bread and thanked God. He broke it and gave it to the disciples.
Eat this. This is my body,
he said. Then he took the cup of wine and thanked God. He gave it to them and said,
Drink this. This is my blood.
They all drank together. Jesus told his disciples that he would soon die. And they would all leave him that night. Peter said, I will never leave you.
Peter, before the rooster crows, you will say 3 times that you don't know me.
Jesus said.
No, no, no!
Thank you, English. Book 32. Jesus prays in the garden. Jesus and his disciples went to Gethsemane.
Wait here while I pray,
Jesus said. He went a little farther away. He knelt down and prayed. He was very sad. He knew that he would die on a cross.
Father, help me do what you want.
When Jesus came back to his disciples, he found them sleeping.
Why are you sleeping? Get up and pray,
he said. Jesus went away again and prayed and prayed. Thank you, English. Book 33. Judas hands Jesus over. Some people wanted to kill Jesus. Then Satan entered Judas. He was one of the 12 disciples. He went to the Jewish leaders and said, What will you give me if I hand Jesus over? They promised to give him 30 silver coins. So Judas came to the Garden of Gethsemane. He came with a group of soldiers. They were carrying torches and weapons. Jesus knew everything and waited for them. They grabbed Jesus and tied him up. Then all the disciples ran away. Thank you, English. Book 34. I don't know him. Peter followed Jesus from far away. A servant saw Peter and said, "This man was with Jesus." But Peter said, "I don't know him." Another servant said, "You are one of them." "No," Peter replied, "I'm not." More people gathered and said, "You must be one of them."
I don't know what you're talking about,
Peter shouted. And right away, the rooster crowed. The Lord turned and looked at Peter. Then Peter remembered what Jesus had said.
Before the rooster crows, you will say 3 times that you don't know me.
Peter went outside and cried very hard. Thank you, English. Book 35. Jesus dies on a cross.
Crucify him! Crucify him!
The crowd shouted. Jesus carried the cross on his back. The soldiers nailed him to the cross. Jesus said,
Father, forgive them. They don't know what they are doing.
Darkness covered the land. He cried out,
It is finished.
Jesus died on the cross. Then the temple curtain was torn in two. The earth shook, and the rocks broke apart. The soldiers were filled with fear. They said,
He really was the Son of God!
Thank you, English. Book 36. The tomb is empty. Jesus was buried in a tomb. It was early morning. Some women went to the tomb. And they found the stone rolled away from the tomb. They entered the tomb and they saw an angel. Are you looking for Jesus? The angel asked the women. He is not here. He has risen, just as he said. Go and tell disciples that Jesus has risen from the dead.
Jesus has risen!
They were afraid, but filled with great joy. They ran to tell the disciples.
Jesus is alive again!
Thank you, English. Book 37. Jesus shows his hands and feet. The disciples were gathered in the room. They locked all the doors because they were afraid of the Jews. Suddenly, Jesus was standing among them. He didn't knock or come in by the door. The disciples were all afraid. They thought they were seeing a ghost. Jesus showed them his hands and his side. He said, "Look at my hands and feet. Touch me." He asked them, "Do you have anything to eat?" They gave him a fish and watched him eating. They were filled with joy. He was really alive. Thank you, English. Book 38. Breakfast with Jesus. I'm going out to fish, Peter said.
We'll go with you.
The others followed him. They fished all night, but didn't catch anything.
Oh.
Early in the morning, Jesus stood on the shore. But the disciples did not know it was Jesus.
Throw your net on the right side of the boat,
said Jesus. So they did, and their net was filled with so many fish.
It is the Lord!
John said to Peter. Peter jumped into the water and began swimming to Jesus. When they landed, they saw a fire burning. There were fish on it and some bread. Jesus told them,
Come and have breakfast.
Thank you, English. Book 39. Jesus goes up to heaven. The disciples went to the mountain. Jesus told them,
Go and tell the good news to the people of every nation. You will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you.
After Jesus said this, he was lifted up into the air. And a cloud took him out of their sight. They kept on looking at the sky.
Huh?
Suddenly, two angels stood by them. The angels said, Why do you stand here looking at the sky? Jesus has gone to heaven. But he will come back someday in the same way he went up. Thank you, English. Book 40. The Holy Spirit Comes. The disciples were praying together. Suddenly, a sound like a strong wind came from heaven. It filled the whole house. Then, flames of fire sat on their heads. They were all filled with the Holy Spirit. They began to speak in languages they didn't know. They spoke about the wonders of God. People from other countries were amazed.
How can they speak our language?
But some people said,
They've had too much wine.
Peter said,
We are not drunk.
the Holy Spirit gave them this power. Thank you, English.